TA staff, and I'll be one of your presenters this afternoon, along with Katie Pease from NTA staff. In addition, we've got one of your peers, Tara Thomas, on the call. She was a first-time attendee last year, participated in this webinar, and went through the first-timer program. And she's got some of her own interesting observations and comments that she'd like to share with you all. Tara?
Thank you, Lori. Good afternoon and welcome to all of you attending this call today. My name is Tara Thomas, and I am with the Dussin Group in Portland, Oregon. We are the corporate office of the Old Spaghetti Factory restaurants. And as Lori mentioned, last year was my first year as an NTA member and my first year attending the convention as a tour supplier. NTA had reached out to me and asked if I would share a few thoughts on my first year attending. For me, Travel and Tour Exchange Convention, as it was titled last year, was a very positive experience, and I'm looking forward to the upcoming Travel Exchange in 2013, and just thought I would share what I felt made this the most beneficial experience for me and the ROI that I gained and my company gained from the exchange. First, I have to thank Lori and NTA. The entire staff was really available right from the beginning, wonderful to work with when I was registering for the convention, and I was able to ask questions at any time and make sure I had the correct answers and was following the proper procedures with appointment scheduling, and all of this assistance was happily available and readily available all the way through the convention and the post wrap-up. I would add that if you have the opportunity to travel with your local city and state CVB, that this is an opportunity that you would want to be sure and take. There were about 20 tour suppliers from Oregon, and our local DMOs from Travel Portland and Travel Oregon were gracious enough to let us sit in on their appointments during the scheduled DMO operator appointments. This was a great chance to listen and experience an appointment from an experienced attendee, and also an opportunity to sit in on an appointment that I may not have been able to schedule otherwise due to timing and availability. Next thing, I would strongly encourage you to volunteer. I think that volunteering is always a great way, no matter what organization you're working with, to get a feel for the culture, to meet the staff members, to mix with attendees, DMOs, operators, suppliers. For me personally, I assisted at the registration desk and with speaker introductions, and I feel that this is just another way to give back while having the chance to meet some new people. It's a really big travel exchange, and it's great to mix and mingle as much as possible when the opportunities arise. During the travel exchange, I was able to secure 40 appointments, and I hear that 40 is a lot for a first-time attendee. I did request the entire 60 appointments that I was allotted to submit, and obviously if you submit the maximum amount of appointments, you'll have a great chance of meeting with more potential clients. I will add that I've been able to track over 1,100 covers in our restaurants since the appointment, so that's a big win for us. I would say being prepared. For me, it was important to do my homework prior to the travel exchange appointments. I made a notebook with the company profiles. I formulated my questions in advance of the meeting so I would stay focused in on the 2 or 3 questions that I felt I needed to know the answers to. Also really good to remember that both sides need to know how they can mutually benefit from the relationship and how this will lead to potential business and an ongoing relationship. During the travel exchange, there's lots of receptions and sessions that are optional to attend, and I would encourage you to participate. Last year in Las Vegas, there was an event on the first evening. It was called Tourism Cares. This was a really fun event in which we were shuttled to the Hard Rock Cafe and spent the early part of the evening wrapping holiday gifts for the Boys and Girls Club while listening to music and enjoying some wonderful snacks and beverages. And when I boarded that shuttle to go over to the event, I didn't know anyone on that coach. And by the end of the evening, I chatted with a lot of new people and had drinks with a small group of attendees. So just as a reminder, the more you participate, the more return you will get out of your time and your membership. So just wrapping it up for me, I'd let you know that I've kept up my relationship with NTA as much as possible by sponsoring one of their board dinners last February when they were in the Spokane area. And then again, during the recent Contact event in San Diego in August, we sponsored one of their staff meals. I feel that these opportunities assist in fostering the ongoing relationship, and it just never hurts to keep your name in front of people. It's a big organization with many members, but there are many chances and opportunities to stay involved if you make the effort. If anyone would like to ask me any questions offline, or if you think of something as a later date, you can feel free to email me. You can find all of my contact information in my supplier member profile. And Lori, I think that wraps up what I have to say for today.
Great, Tara, thank you. Another thing I wanted to mention, everyone is on mute, and there'll be time for questions and answers at the very end of this presentation. And you can ask a question by raising your hand, by clicking on the little hand icon, and we will actually unmute you, and then you're able to answer your question. Katie?
Thanks, Lori, and hi, everybody. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day today to join us for this webinar. Just wanted to give you a quick introduction to Travel Exchange and everything that we'll be offering you this year. Travel Exchange 13 is a coming together of two organizations, NTA and UMA, to provide business-to-business networking. You will get what you have always gotten from NTA, which is sit-down business appointments, education sessions, and networking. And then we'll talk a little bit about UMA and the additional opportunities we have with the partnership with them in a moment. Travel Exchange does bring together a very diverse group of buyers and sellers. NTA members represent international as well as domestic product. And at Travel Exchange 13, you'll have the opportunity to showcase your product, and tour operators will have the opportunity to learn about that product and add it to their itineraries and build their business as well. As I mentioned, Travel Exchange 13 is a combination of the NTA convention and the UMA Expo combined. What you see here is a quick diagram of what it's going to look like. You'll see on the right-hand side, the UMA Motor Coach Expo will be taking place. And on the left-hand side, we're going to have the NTA Mall, which is where our exhibitors are and refreshments and general networking areas. And then on the left in the upper corner, we have our Destination Pavilion and our exchange floor, and that's where our appointments are going to take place. In addition to meeting the people that you always meet at NTA, the buyers and the sellers, you will also meet up to 600 UMA buyers that attend their show. As I mentioned before, there are lots of opportunities to meet all of those attendees. Obviously, if you're on the floor at all, there's opportunity to meet and greet. You do have those one-on-one business appointments where you can both buy and sell. We offer a lot of social functions, and we'll talk about those a little bit when we go over our schedule in a moment. And then we offer a full slate of education. Tour operators specifically come to Travel Exchange to buy product for their itineraries. Like I said, they can meet individuals from all different elements of the tour product, from the destinations to the attractions and everything in between.
For tour suppliers and DMOs, Travel Exchange gives you a venue to showcase your destination or property to the world. You have the opportunity for one-on-one business appointments, all attendee networking, and you're able to build face-to-face relationships with the attendees. Some of the benefits of Travel Exchange is easier product development for tour operators. We allow the tour operators to shop for new product ideas by region via the Destination Pavilion. Both quality and quantity related to business appointments through the online search feature and the member company online profiles. And then Fast Pitch gives tour operators and suppliers added time for introductions and more contacts. And these are your quick 5-minute business appointments. And then also through the streamlined schedule, it offers less time out of the office. NTA does have an open floor policy, and what this means to you is that you can be on the floor networking at any time. You're welcome to approach anyone for a business appointment as long as they don't have another appointment in front of them. We just ask that you be mindful of the clock and people's schedule. While there's an absolute opportunity the entire 5 days due to NTA's open floor policy, business appointments are pre-scheduled by membership category on designated days. So if your budget or work schedule doesn't allow you to be out of the office the entire time, you can take advantage of that streamlined schedule. And Katie will review the schedule next.
What you see in front of you is just a quick overview of each of the days of Travel Exchange, and I'll review them for you quickly. On Sunday, we do offer sightseeing tours. It's an opportunity for everybody to get out and see Orlando and the local sites. If you haven't signed up already, you can go to the NTA Online Convention website and submit a registration. Those are, of course, complimentary with your registration for Travel Exchange, and they do include lunch that day. After sightseeing in the afternoon, we have our buyer-to-buyer appointments, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. And then we follow that up with some education sessions and a Faith Leaders Forum, which is an opportunity for individuals interested in faith-based travel to come together. And then that evening, we kick everything off with a welcome reception and icebreaker at Kennedy Space Center. All of the scheduled events are available to registered attendees and are available for no additional charge, so plan on attending that one for sure. On Monday morning, we do open with a breakfast and an opening ceremony. We've secured Robert Springer, who is an astronaut, to come and be our speaker during that event. Followed that morning by our tour supplier and DMO category breakout. That's an opportunity for people who are in like businesses to come together and talk about the industry trends and any challenges you might be facing. As an example, we bring all of our state DMOs together so they can talk about relevant topics, as well as we bring together our attractions, our restaurant, and our receptive operators as well. If you want a complete list, we can definitely provide that to you. And then we also offer additional education sessions, followed by a luncheon. And the luncheon that day is sponsored by Broadway.com Group Sales Box Office. It does include Broadway productions, so definitely plan on attending that. And then that afternoon, we have our first set of appointments. They are DMO appointments where our DMOs are seated in their booth, and the tour operators will walk the floor to visit them. And then we also offer education sessions in the afternoon as well. That evening, we do have a wine and cheese reception right on our business networking floor, and that is when the UMA Expo opens, so it would be a great opportunity to go over to the UMA side and see everything that they have to offer. And likewise, they'll be welcome on our side of the floor to see everything that NTA has to offer too, and a terrific networking opportunity. Dine Around that evening is an evening on your own where you can take clients out if you'd like, or just get out and see Orlando. Tuesday morning, we do have a fun run that benefits NTA's government relations efforts. If you'd like to sign up, just contact NTA headquarters. New to NTA this year, we are offering a breakfast on the floor, so you can get a quick grab-and-go continental breakfast before you get right into your DMO appointments or head off to your education sessions. That day, we're also going to offer lunch on the floor. So on the business floor, you can have an opportunity to grab a sandwich and sit down and network and visit all the exhibitors. And we finish that afternoon with our final DMO appointments. So the DMOs are seated and the operators are walking. Again, we offer education as well. And then that evening, we do have our awards reception and dinner. It's a dinner together with UMA where we will be offering industry awards. We do kick it off with a reception, and then we follow it with cigars and cordials and also a dance. On Wednesday morning, the UMA Expo floor is open, and there is breakfast available again. And we have our fast pitch appointments for our suppliers and DMOs. I'll talk more about those in a minute. And then right after the fast pitch, we go right into the supplier exchange appointments. The suppliers will be walking from booth to booth to visit the tour operators for their 7-minute appointments. We also offer education and a luncheon that day, which is sponsored by Norwegian Cruise Lines. The expo does close that afternoon, so please make sure you get over and visit their floor on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then on that afternoon, we also have supplier exchange appointments and education. And then that night, we have a party at the NASCAR Grill, which is at the Universal City Walk. It's a welcome for all attendees. And then Thursday morning, we do have another session of supplier appointments along with education. And it's not noted on the calendar here, but we do also have breakfast on Thursday. That day, we have the NTA annual business meeting lunch, more supplier appointments, education, and then our closing party, which is at Universal. As we looked at the schedule, I did mention that we have a buyer-to-buyer exchange. Anybody who has a tour operator membership in NTA and is registered for Travel Exchange is welcome to attend. It is a partnering session for tour operators on Sunday afternoon. During that session, you have 10-minute pre-scheduled appointments with other operator members. You can sign up for the buyer-to-buyer when you register or give us a call. and you do select the list of companies that you want to meet with during that session prior to getting on site in Orlando.
The Destination Pavilion, this is where DMOs, your Convention and Visitors Bureaus, and your state tourism offices have their business appointments. They are seated, and the tour operators will do the walking. So they've got 10-minute pre-scheduled appointments with operators on Monday afternoon and Tuesday. It is a regional format, and that allows the tour operators, as I mentioned earlier, to shop for new product ideas by region. What you can do with tour suppliers is let your CVB or your state tourism office know that you are there. They will be meeting with tour operators and quite possibly will have leads for you. On Wednesday afternoon, or Wednesday evening, pardon me, we will actually, no, Tuesday night, pardon me, we will flip the floor. And on Wednesday, tour operators will be seated while the tour suppliers do the walking to their business appointment.
Thanks, Lori. And on Wednesday morning, I'd mentioned the fast pitch appointments. These are 5-minute pre-scheduled appointments between tour suppliers and operators. We make up a fast pitch schedule with your supplier request. And again, the operators are seated and the suppliers walk to each appointment, as they will for the remainder of the 2 days on Wednesday and Thursday. When we say that only supplier requests are scheduled, what we mean by that is at this point, if you are participating in the appointments, you have access to our website, which I'll review in a minute, where you can go online and submit a list of requests. These are people that you want to meet with. We run a computer matching system to give you a customized schedule, and inevitably we aren't able to schedule every single one of your requests. So we take those leftover requests that the suppliers have made, and we run them through the system again and create a fast pitch schedule for you. What this does is it gives you additional meetings in your schedule so you can plan on those before you go, and it also gives you an opportunity to meet with people you may not have had an opportunity to meet with otherwise. The Tour and Travel Exchange is the tour supplier appointments. These are 7-minute pre-scheduled appointments between the suppliers and the operators. They do occur all day Wednesday and Thursday. Again, we do have the open floor, so any attendee can add appointments. The tour operators are seated alphabetically by company name, so it makes it really easy for you to find somebody if you know who you want to go after. And also, your customized appointment schedule will list the booth number that the person you are meeting with is in, so you'll always be able to find them.
And then, of course, there's the fun. There are sightseeing tours available. The Orlando CVB has done a great job of setting those up for us, and they are in charge of those. You can visit the Travel Exchange website and look under Schedule and Events to find tour descriptions and to sign up. Then, of course, there's the opening ceremony with Robert Springer, the NASA astronaut, as well as the Orlando Icebreaker at Kennedy Space Center. And then there's the party at the NASCAR Sports Car and Grill, along with Tourism Rocks at the Hard Rock Cafe. And then final night, the street party at Universal Studios, Florida. Transportation is included to and from all of the official Travel Exchange hotels to every single one of these events.
Okay, if you're already registered for Travel Exchange and you are participating in the appointments, right now we do have an online system that is available to you. The piece of the system that you see right now is actually the login screen. Anybody who is registered will have access to this site. And what you do is you log in using your NTA Online login, and you enter your username and your password here, click Submit. And once you do that, you're taken to the next screen, which is actually a customized landing screen. On the left, you'll be able to see the details of your registration, your name, your company, contact information, and any special events that you have signed up for. If any of that information is wrong, just give us a call or send us an email. We'll get that updated for you right away. When you log into the appointment request site, you will always come to this page, and it will kind of be your home base for navigating through all the tools that we have available to you within this website. I'm going to review a few of those tools right now. The first one that we're going to look at is called Create My Request List. The right-hand side of the screen, you'll see 8 buttons. Those are actually links to other features in the website. So once you click on Create My Request List, you're taken to this screen, and what you see at the top is a list of all the search options that are available to you. You can search for companies by many different criteria, depending on whether you're searching for buyers or sellers, but you can always view the list alphabetically. What you see here on the left under search results is an alphabetical list of the companies that are eligible to that you could request an appointment with. If you want to request an appointment with a company listed there, you simply click the green Add to List button, and the company's name appears on the right-hand side of your screen, and that's how you build your schedule. You can use the green arrows at the top of your schedule on the right to move a company up or down in ranking, or to remove it by clicking on the X. One of the features available in the system that is new this year is when you see an individual's name listed, there'll be a small icon that says VCard. If you click on VCard, you get a screen that looks like this, and what that does is it enables you to add the contact information for other attendees directly to your native contact list. So if you use Microsoft Outlook, it would look like this. You click Save and Close, and the contact information for this individual is then added to your contacts, so you can follow up with them easily either before or after travel exchange. From the home screen, one of the other options is Companies Requesting Me. When you click on Companies Requesting Me, what you see is a list of the companies that have requested an appointment with your company. If you want to meet with that company, you should also add them to your request list, because the system does give priority to what we call perfect matches, and that's when two companies both request to meet with each other. It's a little small on this screen, but you may be able to see where it listed a company name and said in request list. That is indicating that the company that had requested an appointment with Tara was already in her list. If it hadn't been in her list, that text would have said add to list, and she would have been able to add that company directly to her request list right from that screen. And here we see the page called Company Profiles. This lists in alphabetical order all the companies participating in the exchange. If you're a seller, you see the tour operators. If you're a tour operator, you see the suppliers and the DMOs. You can click on the link of a company name, and you're taken to a customized profile that gives you detailed information about that company. After you have built your request list and you click Submit, you are taken to this confirmation screen. What you see here is a list of all the companies that you have selected, and then you even have the opportunity to email the list to yourself so you can have that on file. The system is open for requests through December 14th, so you have plenty of time to build your list, and every time you come in, you can add a couple, take a few away, or do additional research if needed.
In addition to all of the networking and the business appointments and the fun, there's also room for professional development. We've got educational sessions. Topics this year include networking, dark tourism, social media, and communications. You can find all of the seminar descriptions under the Education tab at the top of the Travel Exchange website. All sessions will be recorded and made available online after the convention. So if you've got a scheduling conflict and there was an educational session that you really wanted to attend, don't worry, because it will be recorded and you will have access to that after you get back home. One session that you may find particularly interesting is the Travel Exchange 101. That takes place on Sunday, January 20th at 2:45 p.m. This session is going to be led by Clayton Whitehead, who is a 24-year NTA convention veteran, along with Mark Hoffman, who's the incoming NTA chair, both of Sports Leisure Vacations. Following that educational session, there will be a floor tour of the entire, the layout of the convention floor. Now, to get you prepared for Orlando, one thing you want to do if you haven't done so already is to create your company profile. You have an online company profile as well as a one-page company profile to hand out along with your business card at convention. Upon check-in, we give our tour operator members a big 3-ring binder, and that allows them to insert your one-page company profile sheet and keep everything organized for them, and also ensures that they go home with your information. We also suggest that you go ahead and 3-hole punch them all prior to arrival. That allows them to quickly insert them into their binders. You're going to want to revisit your appointment schedule on a regular basis for new delegates. The maximum that you can request is 60. And I think Tara mentioned at the beginning of this webinar that she requested 60, and we also suggest that you request 60. There's an online search feature that allows you to search for new registrants by date. So that way you don't have to look at the people you already looked at and did research on. You're going to want to submit your appointments by December 14th. And you will want to also utilize the direct request system for more business appointments. When you get your schedule on January 10th, and that will be emailed to you, another online tool opens up for requesting business appointments. If you wanted an appointment with someone and you didn't get that appointment, the computer didn't assign that appointment to you, you can still request an appointment with them prior to arrival in Orlando via the direct request system. You're also going to want to work with your DMO. You're also going to want to plan to volunteer. Those volunteer opportunities will be made available online about mid-October, and so keep an eye out for that email headed your way. You're also going to want to read your Tuesday newsletter and all email communication from NTA. If you haven't visited the First Timers page on the Travel Exchange website, you can find that under the Schedule and Events tab. A recording of this webinar will be posted along with that Travel Exchange 101 seminar that I mentioned in the previous screen. The time and details of that will be posted along with all of the Travel Exchange floor tour times. We actually have about 5 or 6 times that we will be leading Travel Exchange floor tours, so you can get the layout of the lay of the land, so to speak. Also, we're going to be introducing a new program this year. It's called the Travel Exchange Ambassador Program. We've got about 25 convention veterans who have volunteered their time to answer peer-to-peer questions from you. And so you'll be able to find those people online and then link directly to their email and ask a question. And then, of course, on-site, NTA staff will be posted at NTA Central. So you can ask us any questions that you like or any assistance that you need.
And there are just a few key dates to remember as we get ready for Travel Exchange. The deadline to finalize your request list is December 14th. And I know both Tara and Lori mentioned it, but we do recommend that you submit the maximum number of requests that the system allows. This will ensure that you receive the maximum number of appointments that we can schedule for you. And you will be able to view that customized appointment schedule that's created for you on January 10th. And on that same day, January 10th, you will be able to add to your schedule using the direct request system. We'd love to open up the floor for questions now. You can simply raise your hand, and we will unmute you so that you can ask your question, and we'll answer the question. Because we do have quite a few attendees today, please just keep your hand raised, and we'll get to everyone. We have plenty of time to answer all the questions. But if you think of some after the webinar, or you'd like to speak to somebody one-on-one, please feel free to give us a call. The phone number is on the screen, or you can send us an email as well. So if anybody has a question.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Marceline has a question. Go ahead.
Okay. This is Marceline from Experience Columbus, and this is my first time attending NTA at all, and I'm also a DMO. And So this is going to be strange. I've never not had to run around like a chicken with my head cut off. So they actually come to us on the first 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. Am I correct?
Yes, Marceline, you are correct. Everyone from your state, all the other CDBs, along with your state tourism office, will be all in the same region. Like I said, it allows tour operators to shop for new product by region. Now, you do have an opportunity on after the destination pavilion has closed and we have flipped that floor where the tour operators are seated. You are more than welcome to schedule additional appointments for yourself, or just go ahead and visit those tour operators that you maybe wanted to talk to but didn't get an opportunity to talk to. Just like we said earlier, just be mindful of other people's schedule and the clock.
Okay, so the appointments that we request will only be on Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday, DMOs would be responsible for just keeping an eye out, and if somebody's open, then talk to them.
Absolutely, and you can also request appointments for yourself on Wednesday and Thursday through the direct request system. So you can go ahead and get things pre-scheduled for yourself as well.
Okay, so we can only, sorry, I'm still a little confused. As a DMO, to have a direct appointment on Wednesday or Thursday, we would have to do a direct request. So that's not the 60 that we submit before December 10th. That's the direct request that opens afterwards for Wednesday and Thursday.
That's correct.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, that's it.
Sandy Wild has a question. Go ahead, Sandy.
Well, I'm just a little bit different than most, I believe, because I'm an attraction. So if you can kind of clarify how that works for me, being, you know, a supplier, but yeah, how, like, I'll be walking to all of my appointments, correct? I won't be seated at all?
That's correct. Katie, do you want to take this one?
Sure. Yeah, Sandy, your appointments will be pre-scheduled for you on Wednesday and Thursday. For each of those appointments, you will walk to visit the tour operators in their booths. The schedule that you receive will tell you the exact time and location of the appointment, so you'll know exactly where you're going. We do make an attempt to actually schedule your appointments close together so that you're not running from one end of the floor to the other, but we don't do that at the detriment of not scheduling an appointment for you. So while we make a big effort to make sure you're not running around if we need to put you on the other side of the floor in order to get that appointment scheduled, we do, but we minimize those, and of course we try to keep the floor as compact as possible so that you are able to get to those other appointments. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Now, will I have an opportunity to see my DMO?
Absolutely. Like, yeah,
you're...
Go ahead.
Like, will it need to be pre-scheduled, or?
No, you would not need to pre-schedule an appointment with your DMO. In fact, if you want to give us a call, we can let you know who from your local DMO is registered so that you can just touch base with them before Orlando. That is a terrific thing for all of the suppliers to do so that their DMO knows who's in attendance, and that way they can bubble up leads to you and even talk about the fact that you're attending to tour operators when they're meeting with them.
Mm-hmm. And, okay. I think that's it.
Okay. Well, if you think of any more questions.
Okay, thank you.
Sharon DuPont has a question. Go ahead, Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Did you have your hand raised? Brenda Goodsey has a question. Go ahead, Brenda. Hey, Brenda, are you there? Connie Delancey, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. I am completely new at with NTA and also with the convention, so the travel exchange. In finding the tour operators that I want to meet with, when you go into the program and you click on various operators, does that give you an overview of where they travel, or how do I make sure that I'm making appointments with the right operators for my hotel?
That's actually a terrific question. And yes, when you click on the name of the company in the appointment scheduling system, it does give you a description of their business they have provided, and it also does give you the destinations that they travel to.
Okay.
If you want to narrow your search a little, there is a search feature at the top of that screen, so you can enter your state, province, or country where you're located, and the list that you see will actually be narrowed down to companies that tell us that they package to your destination. So oftentimes people will start out with a search of that type, add those to their list, and then do different types of searches to continue to add to their list.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Ellen Silverman has a question. Go ahead, Ellen.
Hi, Lori. Question is, I'd love to just print up this PowerPoint. Is this going to be online so that I can do that? Bob is unfortunately not here today.
Absolutely, Ellen. We will have that posted online, both the audio as well as the PowerPoint.
Great. And by the way, I did to just speak to the question that was just asked. I have actually already looked at each one of these suppliers. It is a great opportunity to look to see what they do, where they go, and if it's going to be a good fit. So it takes a little bit of time, but actually not that much. So I found that to be very helpful.
Oh, great, Ellen. Thank you.
And just one more thing. I'm sorry. When will this be posted?
I'm going to say probably maybe in about a week. But I can send it to you before then if you'd like it.
Oh, that'd be great. I could actually then bring that to one of my leadership meetings. That would be terrific.
Absolutely. Thanks, Ellen. Millie Anderson has a question. Go ahead.
Hi, I actually have 3 questions. Is there a travel exchange app that we can use on our smartphones?
There is. We are actually expecting to have that ready to go in just another week or so. So once that's available, we will announce it in our Tuesday newsletter so that you can download that. And it will have obviously a complete schedule of events and the ability to do some searches for exhibitors and even some local maps. So it should be a terrific tool for you guys.
Awesome. And then are there sample itineraries that follow a sort of NTA best practices that people can look at for examples?
We don't have sample itineraries, but we do have some sample profile forms, and we have one available on our website, and I can actually send you the link to that if you'd like.
Nope, that's okay. I've received confirmation that my profile is filled out as much as I can possibly fill it out.
Okay.
And then my last question is there a standard dress code?
There is. We are business attire for business appointments. You can wear themed or logo apparel if you want to promote a product. You're welcome to do that. And then we do actually have, it's more casual dress for the evening and the social events.
Okay. That concludes my questions.
Thanks. But we do recommend comfortable shoes. You do quite a bit of walking, so just keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sharon DuPont has a question. Go ahead, Sharon. Ryan Elliott has a question. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hi there, it's Ryan Elliott from Bat Lake Louise Tourism. I just had a question about collateral and what we can and can't give away within the booths. We're a DMO, so we meet obviously with the tour operators. Is there a restriction as to what we can give away? Obviously, we don't want to inundate them with materials, but is there kind of a set standard or limitation of what we can and can't give to operators as they come and visit?
Absolutely, and a great question, Ryan. The only thing that you're allowed to hand out to our tour operators, and this goes for tour suppliers as well, is your one-page company profile sheet. And it was suggested earlier that you go ahead and three-hole punch those prior to arrival in Orlando, and your business card. We try and keep a level playing field, so no tchotchkes, no pop-up displays, no brochures. Now, you can certainly use a brochure for presentation purposes, but you actually can't give that out to a tour operator. In DMOs, if you've got some kind of comprehensive planner on your entire destination, you can have those available. But once again, you can just hand out that one-page company profile sheet along with your business card.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Thanks. Marceline has another question. Go ahead, Marceline.
Sorry, but as a DMO, if I do take like our group travel planner, but I'm only allowed to hand out a profile sheet, then why take the planner? Can you explain that to me, maybe?
Yes, for presentation purposes.
Okay, so I can sit there and flip through it, but I can't. I'm just teasing them with it. They can't have it.
Exactly.
Right?
You know what? We've all been to trade shows where you get back to where you collect a ton of collateral, and you get back to your hotel room, and you think, how on earth am I going to get all this home? Well, NTA's kind of adapted that to where all their tour operator members, all they have to do is get their big binder home.
Okay, so so instead of a tour planner, if I wanted to bring an iPad with photos, like flick through,
Absolutely.
They know they're not taking my technology home. Like
Absolutely.
Okay, that's it.
Melee Anderson has a question. Go ahead.
Is there free Wi-Fi on the floor?
Katie, you want to take this one?
Yeah, thanks. We will have hotspots available to you, but the entire floor will not be wireless. The common areas, the education rooms and the registration area will be wireless, but then again, we'll just have designated areas where we'll have free wireless.
Thank you.
Ellen has another question. Go ahead, Ellen.
I do, and forgive me if you've already answered this, but with the educational sessions, will those also be listed ahead of time?
Yes, you can actually find the descriptions on our website currently. If you want to go to, I think it's the Travel Exchange website, and I believe it's the Education tab.
Okay. Excellent. Sorry, I thought you might have answered that, and I'd certainly be interested in attending some, so thank you.
Great, thanks. Anyone else have a question? Okay, then, thank you all so much for joining us. Oh, we just had another question. Hang on just a second. Connie Delante? Go ahead.
Yes. Again, I'm new. So when we have our appointments, are those, they're 5-minute appointments. And so how much time in between do you have to get to your next appointment? And could one appointment be a long way away from another appointment? And is there time allowed for making sure you get to each one in a timely manner?
I can answer that one. Yeah, we don't have any transit time between the appointments. So when one appointment concludes, the next one starts. We do attempt to schedule your appointments close together to eliminate that transit time so it doesn't cut into your appointment. But as I mentioned earlier, on occasion we do have to schedule your appointment a little further away. We do that at the risk of not scheduling that appointment for you. So in order to give you as many appointments as we can, on occasion there may be one that's a little further away. But again, we keep that in mind when we set up those booths to make sure that you're not traveling too far between any two appointments.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Okay, terrific. Thank you all so much for joining us. We can't wait to meet all of you all in Orlando. We're here if you've got any questions or you'd like some one-on-one or you want somebody to walk you through that appointment scheduling process, please give us a call. We're available. Tara also made herself available if you've got peer-to-peer type questions, and her email address is tarat@osf.com. That's Old Spaghetti Factory, OSF.com. Thank you all very much, and I hope you have a great day.